when I was 17 or 18 and beginning Juilliard, I felt that one of the few things that I hadn't really played very much was Impressionist music, Debussy and Ravel. And already I had a pretty significant repertoire, but I felt like I really wanted to do that now. And in fact, my desire to become a great Debussy pianist helped inform my decision as to which teacher I chose to start with at Juilliard. I went to Erwin Freundlich, who was known for his understanding of French music. And then after school, I had some very, very special times that really made me very, very close to Debussy, which was the opportunity to work with Yvonne Lefebvre, who was one of the great French pianists and pedagogues. And for 2 summers, I studied with her in France, and actually her summer sessions were in Saint-Germain-en-Laye, which is the town that Debussy was born in. And I had my lessons and practicing at the Conservatoire in Saint-Germain-en-Laye, where Debussy as a child had studied. And on this record, I'm doing Feu d'artifice, fireworks. And on Bastille Day, I lay in the meadow in Saint-Germain and saw the fireworks exhibition that Debussy had seen. And, you know, these kinds of things make you feel so close to a composer. I mean, it's one thing to read about them, to study them, but when you're physically living where they lived and studying and practicing in the school where they studied, and it's somehow, whether it's true or not, it makes one feel just so empathetic, and it just layers on a whole nother thing. So, and ever since then, it's been an important part of my repertoire, and I feel so fortunate, so blessed to be able to have the opportunity now to be recording some of this music that is the most special music for me. The first 2 recordings that I did before this for Sono Luminus were both theme recordings. If I Were a Bird is a collection, very varied collection of pieces that were inspired by birds. And the second that just came out, Piano Phantoms, all the pieces are inspired by ghosts and goblins and phantoms and the spirit world. Most of the pieces on this disc are standard repertoire. And I think one should really have something very, very special and particular and unique and hopefully compelling and convincing to say about standard repertoire if one is going to set it down for posterity. So I'm actually glad that with all the records that I've made, that this has come now, because this is music that I've lived with all my life. And so hopefully this will be a statement of you know, a lifetime of involvement with this composer and this culture and this sort of way of being. Debussy wrote 2 books of preludes and 12 in each. This project is the second book, coupled with various miscellaneous pieces, including a very special and unique piece, which is a transcription that a friend of mine, Koji Atwood, made for me of the famous song Beau Soir, Beautiful Evening. And he arranged it for me for solo piano, and that's on this record. He also made me another arrangement of, very difficult, of the scherzo from the Debussy String Quartet. But I didn't have time to really learn that for this project. I'd mentioned it to Dan Shores and Dan Mercurio, and somehow also the idea of doing the first book of preludes came up. So it may very well be that this current immersion that I have in Debussy will continue for my next recording for the label, or maybe the one after, I'm not sure, but it may be that I will bookend them and do now the first book of preludes again with a sort of a suite of other Debussy pieces. And that would be very exciting and very nice to do that.